If a cat has 9 lives, this tiger has 90 times 9 because in an eventful life which has lasted 57 years on this planet, he has cheated death, love and lost countless times, enjoyed the heights of incredible wealth, endured the impotence of crippling poverty, conquered drug addiction, survived betrayals from close friends, and all with his sense of humor intact. These days, he is remixing his old songs, one of which is called Music Street, which had been destined to be on an album for Sony Records right before his fateful accident in January 1994. He has done a remix of the song with the Tiger Cubs team, namely his daughter Reality, his son Tiger Cub, and his nephew Inamik. He also has a new song called Move Up for Deadline Records and a single called Look and See It, which he says is a sequel for his vintage hit Hide and Seek. Last year he did a show in Toronto, Canada with his son Tiger Cub and other artists like Lady G and Johnny P. In August 2017, Tiger did a 10-show US East Coast tour where he did shows in Washington DC, Bronx, New York and Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Looking dapper in a black leather jacket, black jeans and a shiny rope chain around his neck, Tiger was effusive and opened about a number of topics from the origin of his hit songs, his feud with Zebra, his alleged cocaine addiction, and the events of the fateful day of his near fatal crash in January 1994. A blast from the past, perhaps a once dominant force, a dormant talent, a career on pause, a different path taken, a mission incomplete, dreams unrealized, promise unfulfilled, or potential stifled. Join me as I rewind in order to fast forward to the present on the current status and situation of Jamaican personalities, once very visible and active but not so much of late, in a bid to find out where are they now.
14 parts Jamaica. Come on now.
Tiger first recorded as a singer under the name Ranking Tiger, his first single being Why Can't You Leave Dreadlocks Alone in 1978. Then in the early 1980s he began working as a DJ with the Black Star sound system, often performing alongside fellow DJ Brockback and singer Anthony Malvo. Then he blew up like a Roman candle in 1985 with several local hits including No Wanga Got and No Puppy Love. He was signed by Mango Records, who released his first album, Me Name Tiger, in 1986. He explained the inspiration behind writing Wanga Got. I did this song after I came home to Jamaica after a performance. The people were saying me no want to talk to them, and me get the inspiration to write a song about bad mind and attitude. The song is not about food, it is about how people's attitude to the success of others, he said. The song ruled the pole position of the JBC charts for 6 weeks, dethroning General Cheese at the time and establishing Tiger as a bona fide star. At that time, people are watch me. Them afraid of me because me is a tiger, me can spring, me can do me thing. Certain accusers were hesitant to attack me because they knew some of my temperament, he said, laughing. The legend of Tiger grew with his bombastic live performances, and he recorded for producers including Harry J, King Jammy, Gussie Clark, Sly and Robbie, Philip Fatisborel, and Donovan Germain. In 1989, he became one of the first dancehall artists to cross over in the US hip-hop scene when he did a combination with the Fat Boys on Things Nah Go So. Success continued in the 1990s and he was signed by Columbia Records. Short-lived Chaos imprint. His only album for the label was Claws of the Cat in 1993. In the early 90s, he scored big with the hit song When. He revealed that a freestyle was the inspiration of When, which is arguably his most enduring. I was down by a mixing lab with Roy Francis and Steely and Clevie, and we were going to record an album. Steely asked me when I'm going to build a new tune, and me said, when? And me just start freestyle, and I had just come from Japan, so me just freestyle it too, he said. He revealed that the combination Come Back to Me featuring Anthony Malvo was a tribute to Pinky, the sister of dancehall queen Carlene. Pinky and her sister also made appearances in the music video. She, Pinky, was a gift from God. Me refuse it and abuse it, so she did left me. So me did do the tune for try win her back, he said. Tiger was not exactly lucky in love. He loved Brownings and his swagger attracted the hottest woman in the corporate era. The mother of his two eldest children abandoned him and her children and fled overseas. Tiger raised his kids by himself, and with his success he became a high roller, perhaps the first DJ of his era to own a Mercedes-Benz. Leroy Smart had a gold Benz, but me was the first DJ to own a Benz, a blue one, he said. Them used to call me Boardman, but me show them a 4 pick me have, he said, flashing a 100-watt smile. Ironically, one of his longest relationships was with Donna Thompson, a dark-skinned Coca-Cola bottle-shaped hottie, with whom he had a relationship for almost 14 years. She had met him only a few months before his accident, but remained with him through the tough years, helping to raise his kids as he battled with high medical bills and poverty. Eventually, a few years after the insurance settlement, both he and Donna Thompson went to live in England for almost 5 years, but he returned home to Jamaica without her, with only £30 sterling in his pocket. "Me love her till me no love her," he said. What she did to me, he stops and his voice trails off. He is the portrait of a man haunted by all the tough cards that he has been dealt in life and the poor choices that shudder his days. But despite all the negatives, at age 57 and limber, Tiger still remains a dynamo, a whirling dervish of energy that can transform and give jokes and clown around without a moment's notice. The accident. He recalls that fateful day of 1994 that changed his life forever. He had transported his common-law wife, Donna Thompson, to Halfway Tree. She had asked him to use the bike because she had been late for an appointment. I dropped her in Halfway Tree and I was returning home to my kids. The stoplight right at Devon said green, and this uptown lady turned out on me, and I fly in the air, land on my head top and knock out. I wasn't going fast. In Halfway Tree, people say me did a show off, dilly-dally and them things, excitement, but on the way back I wasn't even going that fast, he explained. He was pronounced dead by the doctors, but somehow resuscitated and then was placed on life support. His injuries read like a laundry list of multiple lacerations of the head, upper lip, damage to the left orbit and both arms, nasal bleeding, irregular breathing, contusion of the left, right and frontal lobe of the brain, gastral and intestinal bleeding, pneumonia with hypoxia, and severe impairment of memory, chewing, concentration and swallowing, and personality change. The doctors diagnosed that Tiger would have residual 22% impairment of the whole person and would need neurological therapy, speech therapy, and physiotherapy for the rest of his days. Tiger remains philosophical about the accident, but questioned why the female driver, thought to be a US diplomat in question, never once came to see his condition. I didn't like that. Maybe she was afraid. Maybe people tell her say I would harm her, but she never came to see me one time. I didn't like that, he said. Eventually, there was an out-of-court settlement 8 years after the accident, but it was not the sum that he had requested, given his stature as a major dancehall artist at the time of the accident and the career-ending nature of his injuries. I had 3 bank accounts, all of them empty out, 4 kids to go to school, and medical bills from UC, University Hospital of the West Indies, of almost $4 million, he said. He said he felt abandoned by his dancehall friends, including Capleton, who he claimed he used to bring to studio back in the 1990s. After me meet in the accident and wake up and see that all who was there when I was healthy was not there now that I'm almost dead, it was hard. I didn't want to stay here. Something wrong, he said. Asked if he were angry with the artist, he responded with Confucius-like wisdom. I'm angry, but me not show it. It is cranium puzzling, but me keep it together. And me alone got Bill, and not a twin. These days, he is merely happy to be alive. I'm just glad for life, and that people still appreciate artists who sing good songs. Popular, long ago, when, Come Back to Me, and those songs, he said. Tiger!
We are teasing the people that are taking your man in that center. Get it back at you, rub the rhythm on it. Thank you, sir. Come on, back, kid. Thank you. Yeah. Hold them and let me go, Ramona. 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 But let me go in a foreign land. Can't burn me out, my gold down. You know me that I rock. When you go down with a rock.
So this is how Tiger reacted to questions about his feud with fellow DJ Zebra. The reporter said, "Can I ask you a question?" "What kind of question?" he asked, a mischievous twinkle in his eyes, as he transforms and mimics the mannerism of a 5-year-old. He clasped his hands together in front of him, with his body swaying side to side in an affection of youthful insouciance and mischief. Everyone burst into laughter. Tiger still has it. The reporter said, "Did you beat up Zebra at the National Stadium after I tried to perform using your style?" "I never like Zebra. I don't like people who try to test me when them nothing test me. I am not proud of it, but I told him not to do that style there, and him do it, and I go on like him better than me. So me knock him," he said, throwing up his left hand in a fierce roundhouse blow. "Me knock him right in front of a 2-stripe police and tell him to call the police and walk off. I am not proud, but I had to do it. Him a tell people say him a my son and him look like a mulatto mongoose," he said. So this is what Tiger had to say about his drug addiction. During the interview, Tiger spoke openly about his struggles with cocaine addiction and his road to rehab. He said he got hooked on cocaine because he was being a follow fashion monkey, and cocaine was all the rage among the big stars of the day. "I wanted to try it and see what it could do," he said. "Me see a doctor say once you start you can't stop. So how me stop? From God involved, anything possible. Him say me fi stop and me stop. From you don't want to be, you don't have to be," he said. He has been surprising doctors for the last 20 plus years. First by regaining his motor functions and committing himself to speech therapy so he could regain his ability to speak clearly. Today he speaks with a slight slur on his words, but he is lucid and engaging and sharp-witted for most of the interview. His kids say that he is moody at times, though, when he is not in the music world. That is why his continued comeback is so critical to his mental and overall well-being. But it has been a long and arduous comeback. In 2003, he returned to live performances as part of the Dons of Dancehall UK tour. He also appeared at Reggae Sumfest alongside DJ Kiprich in 2007, as well as the 2010 Rewind and Comeback Again in New York, which included a host of dancehall performers from the 1980s and early 90s. Last week he said the charity show at the Olympia Crown Hotel flopped because it was not properly promoted. It flopped, but Tiger still alive. "Me is a hard cat for dead," he said. I think he almost did Sting, the last staging of Sting, if memory serves me correctly.
Hello. Don't talk here.
This video was made possible through the continued generosity of my patrons. To become a patron, follow the link in the description below. Thank you for watching the video. Drop a like and a comment down below, and consider subscribing if you haven't done so as yet. Until next time, walk good.